Hello everybody, welcome back. And today we're going to be going over equations that you need to know for the Apes course, and it's especially useful if you memorize these, and it will definitely be useful for your unit test and most definitely your AP exam. So our first equation you need to know would be percent change. It's basically the final value minus the initial value divided by the initial value times 100. So an example is we have a population of bobcats that increased from 50 to 70. So you would put the final value, which is 70, subtracted by the initial or the old value, which is 50. Then you divide it by 50. And you would get 0.4. Then you would times that by 100 and you would get a percentage. And that, in this case, the bobcat population increased 40%. Next, we have net primary productivity, which is short for MPP, and it's basically MPP minus GPP, which is minus R. And MPP is the rate which plants store energy and biomass. I like to think of this as in terms of pay, right? It's after tax is incorporated, and it's basically what's left, what you have and what you get to keep. The GBP in this case is the total amount of energy captured by plants. So I like to think of this as the wage you get, the wage you first get that is not subtracted by taxes. And we have R, which is respiration, is the energy lost by plants by their cellular respiration. And I like to think of this as the tax, the amount the tax is taking away from the pay. The next one we have will be doubling time, or also known as the rule of 70, which is 70 divided by R, percent growth rate. An example is population is growing at 2.5%. How many years would it take to double? So you put that 70 and then you divide it by 2.5%, or 2.5, which would come out as 28. So it would take 28 years to double for that population. The next equation we need to know is population density. It is density. Density is how much of a species is in that area, right? Or compacted together. So it's basically density equals population divided by area. And lastly, the last equation you would need to know is population growth rate, which is going to be births plus immigration. Immigration is people coming from another country, which adds to your population. Subtracted from deaths plus immigration. Immigration is people leaving your country. So that's the difference between immigration and emigration. And then divided by the total population times 100. And that's it. These are basically like the couple basic, very fundamental ones you would need to know for the exam. And, just simply for the entire course, right? Yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.